Hi, hello. Welcome back to the Jenny the Beast YouTube channel, brought back from the dead in 2025. I haven't done long form content in years, so let's see how this goes. Today I present to you, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, Class of 2024, a look inside the heart of a Jenny. Hi, my name is Jenny, and I obsess over things very easily. I'm using my Harry Potter wand to point with things. This year, I decided to keep track of every boy that entered my mind and altered my brain chemistry just a little bit. Housekeeping looks at you with my autistic eyes. I'm not actually diagnosed, but something's wrong with me. Some of these boys are my boyfriends/husbands, and some of them are just my baby boys. They're little guys, okay? I will clarify. Each hyperfixation had to last at least a day to be considered for the boy obsession list. A good 24 hours of thinking of this boy, and then they got added to the list. Like if they popped in for a second, like one afternoon, not added. But if I woke up the next day and they're still on the mind, on the list. Let's get this party started. Starting off with none other than January. First boy of the year is Milo. Not sure where this shirt came from, but it works for the first boy of the year. Milo Manheim starts us off strong for 2024. I don't remember the exact instance, but I know something at the end of 2023 was putting him in my head. I think I was in a zombies phase, something like that. Following Milo, we have Blue-Eyed Gaston from Disneyland. I love this actor. Alongside with him is the specific Flynn Rider actor. If you know, you know. I got to meet him in March, but I knew him from like people's TikToks beforehand. I love him. I love him so much. Parker Coppins is next. Not sure where he came from in 2024, but it was just a short little moment that clearly left an impact. He had to be added to the list. I don't know, but I love him. Carlos DeVille sneaks in there next because this is at a time where Disney Channel and all of that is on the brain because me and my friends were going to Disney Channel night at Disneyland in March. So this whole time we're prepping, we're getting excited about DComs. March is wild, but this is the start of that. I love Alex Brightman a lot. Catch me on the floor of MegaCon 2024, dressed as Jax from the Amazing Digital Circus, holding up my phone and showing my friend Alex Brightman pictures. We're now into February, the month of love, and where I wear this cardigan almost every single chance I get. I love him so much. First off, I love Jeremy Jordan. That's already predetermined. I love this character. I love him a lot. He's back again because of Hasbin, Serpentious, my beloved. Is this just going to keep happening when Milo appears on the screen? Well, he's here again, and probably not for the last time. I feel like if I call Eric Striffler a YouTuber, he will be upset at that because I know that's not his primary location of media. Anyways, he puts stuff on YouTube, but he also puts stuff on Patreon. That sounds suspicious, but love him. He has a channel called Pretty Much It, and he loves St. Louis, which means I love him. We're on to March, so let the chaos begin. This is the month we went to Disney Channel night. Of course he's going to be here. Not to expose when I'm filming this, but School Spirits Season 2 comes out in a few days, and I'm gonna go feral. Going along with the Disney Channel night, Matt Cornett appears. So during our Disneyland trip, we kept joking that we would see like YouTubers, celebrities, Disney Channel people, all of the above, because it's Disneyland and famous people go there all the time. And we were like, oh my God, it'd be so funny if Milo or Matt or something was there. But Milo was filming something. Oh, it was Zombies. It was Zombies 4 he was filming. He wasn't in the country. Anyways, but Matt, on our very last day of the trip where we were not at Disneyland, the only day we were not at Disneyland, Matt Cornett was in the parks. And I was wearing that Milo Manheim shirt. So Matt, it's on site. Okay, looks like the shirt doesn't spawn in unless it's actually Milo, because this is his character, Zed Necrodopoulos. Oh, Zed, what is there to say about you? Let me tell you, being hyperfixated with something while experiencing an event of said hyperfixation, whole other world, whole other ballgame. At Disney Channel night, they had a Zombies and High School Musical pep rally. And obviously, I was in my feels with the Zombies franchise. But experiencing that while I'm like, incredible time. Lives were changed. My lives. Take 5, change lives. What? I rewatched Julie and the Phantoms in March, apparently. Charlie Gillespie. I always say his last name wrong, as a joke. But for real, I'm illiterate, maybe. I don't know. Sebastian Salo. What? This boy is for later in the year, but he did sneak in there in March for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but we will circle back to Sebastian Salo. This is Jacob Alfarad, and included is a picture of him dressed as Sanji from One Piece, and that is specifically for my friend Morgan, who I wanted to convince to love this man, and I said, look at that. He's Sanji. In all honesty, I really like his passion for what he does, for his interests, for his friends. He's a very kind and caring gentleman. I really admire him. I love him, and he's very handsome. The end. April. Boom. Noah Centineo. The Peter Kavinsky pop figure is right down here. Fun fact. I love this man. I love To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I love this photo shoot that his photographer, friend, person, I don't know if he has any relation to them, did, and he's wearing overalls in this picture, and that means a lot to me. Jonathan Peter Raul Mendez. This photo changed lives, mine in particular. His pop figure is right here. Tried to meet him in 2022 at his tour, and he canceled 2 weeks before I was supposed to do so. But I guess for some reason in April, he popped into my head. I don't know, for at least a day. I don't know. 2019 Jenny is quaking. She can't believe he's not on every single month. Okay, so this is Prince Caesar, right? We all know him. We all love him. Just kidding. This is the one that when I click through this PowerPoint to my friends, they're like, hold up. I can get behind everything else. What is that? Prince Caesar is from a DS game that released in 2008 called Princess Debut. Catch me on my teal DS in 2008 or 9 or 10, whenever I found it at a GameStop randomly. I didn't have internet. I don't know what that was. I just bought the game because I saw it in a case when I was there with my brother and mom, and I was like, that right there, princess game, sign me up. It was a dancing game where you would literally take the stylus and like bounce it back and forth or like circle it or do a loop-de-loop or like a circle or something like that. And you were a princess. You were technically a schoolgirl from the real world and a princess from another world, dimension, whatever, who looks exactly like you, switches places because she didn't want to be the princess and didn't want to woo all these princes for a big ball that's like in 30 days, okay? That's the basic plot of the game. This is Prince Caesar. He is... he's a ladies' man. Are we shocked? No. Like, of course, middle school, high school Jenny was like pink-haired, flamboyant man who flirts with all the ladies. Sign me up. Why do you think James from Big Time Rush was also my favorite? This is way too long of an explanation for a silly video game character, but I never get to talk about Princess Debut. No one ever knows it. No one's ever played it. I think I was the only person who bought this game. We're finally moving on from that, and the shirt is back again. Of course it is. He snuck back in here in April. I don't know how he managed to do that, but he did. I must have still been on a Julie and the Phantoms kick, but Charlie Gillespie is back again? This right here. This is my favorite thing. Look at it. Whatever that Markiplier meme is, that's how I feel about Jack Wolf. His time was more in 2023 when I fell down such a deep rabbit hole of watching interviews from Shadow and Bone. I've never seen the show. I've never seen a single episode. I've only ever seen it through clips of the interviews when it came out in 2023, and Jack Wolf and the rest of the cast were doing their thing. I don't know these people, but yet I'm watching every press junket. This might have been when Next to Normal was going on. I'm not sure, but I love him and I will always love him. And at long last, Eddie Redmayne has appeared. You can also see it a little bit, but I have a full cabaret wall just out of frame. Where do I even begin with this one? April is just chock full of boys who I have such a history with. Eddie and I, we go way back. I fell in love with this man via Newt Scamander all the way back in 2016. After seeing the first Fantastic Beasts, I proceeded to then see it 9 times in theaters, countless times at home, and I went on a journey of watching every single piece of media he's ever been in. When it was announced that Eddie Redmayne would be returning as the MC in Cabaret on Broadway in America, I said, drop everything. Mom, we're going. One of the coolest experiences of my life to see Cabaret on stage, especially in the way that they did it. There is the MC himself in all of his beautiful glory. There will always be a special place in my heart for Eddie Redmayne. Moving on, let's have a little chat about Arven. Arven is from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. He is a character that, you'll never believe it, I love. When I was in New York, I got to go to the Nintendo store and they had tons of Pokemon stuff and displays. And up on the wall, they had this specific display with Arven being chased by Clarf. And I remember standing in the store looking up at that mural and I was like, oh, Arven, oh my god, my baby boy, I've abandoned my boy. Because at the time I really wasn't on a Pokemon kick, but don't worry, that was the kick apparently that I needed, was to go to the Nintendo store and see that specific poster and drawing of Arven just for me to spiral the rest of the year, but we'll come back to him later. He's more relevant later. As my friends like to point out, he's damaged, so of course I love him. He's followed by Kieran, also from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. There is a picture of me patting his head, which I think is hilarious. Kieran is my baby boy. He is a certified baby boy. He is specifically from the DLC, and it was in the store when I was looking at everything. He was also on one of the pictures that I was like, oh, there's still the indigo disc that I have not even touched. I haven't even finished the teal mask. So that's what kind of kicked me into gear to be like, I should finish those. It's gonna be May. My New York trip was right at the end of April, so pretty much a lot of stuff is gonna roll into May, starting with Arven, of course. I can fix him. He actually doesn't need to be fixed. He just needs to be loved, and I can do that. My best friend Ashley always likes to tell me about Kurt from Spree. I hope I just got all of those words right. And how she's like, he just wanted attention and to be loved, and I could do that for him. And that's how I feel. Well, first of all, about every single like fictional character on this list, but like I relate to that so hard because like all Arven needed, first off, was a parental figure, but secondly, he just needed some love, man. He's not a bad guy. I make it sound like he has this ultimate bad arc. He's a good guy, but he's just a sad boy, and I would like to give him a hug. In May of 2024, it was MomoCon. It was my first time ever attending. There was a couple Digital Circus voice actors going to be there, and Glitch Productions literally had a whole booth that was going to be there. So it was a big Digital Circus month and time in my life. I used to cosplay Jax. That is in past tense for a reason. But he is my tall, skinny, lanky, purple bunny boy. I didn't want to finish that as I started saying it. Lucifer returns because convention time. Hazbin Hotel is everywhere at this point. I cosplayed Vox on Sunday of the convention, which was super fun. I would love to cosplay Lucifer. I just know for a fact that I would absolutely hate how I looked in like all white and with pants and everything. That's just not going to happen. And blonde, it's like white face paint, blonde hair, white pants. Three big absolute no's that I will not cosplay. So unfortunately, I'm just going to have to admire him from afar. And I will not be cosplaying him. Probably. But yeah. Jor the coffee boy. Bring me voice acting. Bring me joy. Okay. That song was on my Discover Weekly recently, and I take personal offense to that. In addition to Hazbin and Brain Rot, I was on a rewatch of Tangled the series, and I love Varian so much, but he did not make the list, but Jor sure did. Okay, I'm gonna need you guys to hear me out for a second. Not about Danny Phantom, because that's pretty standard for people of my age and generation. No, that's not the weird one. This one is. Okay. I have an explanation for this. There is an artist named Izzy Bubbles, and they draw the Nicktoons Unite characters so incredibly cool and well. And she draws XJ9, which Jenny to Jenny. Jenny never gets recognized, so that's exciting. It was such a time. Everyone was really confused. I just really liked their art, and it was at that time that I had a dream that I was at a wedding, and my wedding date was SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm a human, like in the human world, and SpongeBob's there. and he's my wedding date, and Larry the Lobster comes out of nowhere and starts bullying SpongeBob, and I have to stand up for my mans, okay? That was a full dream. When I woke up, I was so confused. And then I had a SpongeBob themed birthday event later in the year, so I went through a SpongeBob thing last year. Guess who's back? Back again. Milo's back. Tell a friend. I hope you like this slide because you'll be seeing it quite a few times. Oh, Sun and Moon. Where do I even begin with you two? Back in the day. Jingle, jingle, jingle. Sun and Moon are from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. They are an animatronic who works in the daycare, the superstar daycare, if you will. This is Sun, this is Moon. And if you're wondering who this purple-haired girl here is, in these commissions, which the artist is going to appear right here, that would be my self-insert turned OC Star. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not listening. I made Star like as soon as the game came out and as soon as that hyperfixation started, okay? Which was from the beginning for these two animatronics. It's one animatronic, and I will fight you on that one. They're one animatronic. Anyways, whoa, not trying to start fights with the FNAF fans today. I'm pulling out the lore notebook that I have. No joke, this whole notebook is just for Star. Star was brought onto the daycare because kids were starting to become afraid of Sun and Moon on their own. She performs songs throughout the day on a stage that was specifically built for her. Sometimes she has songs with Sun and eventually Moon. They got an update so that they can sing songs and play songs, and they're like Bumblebee. I just moved, so I haven't put this on the wall yet, but this is the first piece of art I ever commissioned of Star. My lovely friend Fork Dot drew this for me, and I got Kellen Goff to sign it, and it says, "I got glitter glue. You like glitter glue?" And this is one of my treasured items. I could literally talk for the rest of the night about FNAF, but we have other boys to see. So let's jump into June. Well, gosh dang it, here they are again. Of course, following Sun and Moon has to be their voice actor, Kellen Goff. I got to meet him 3 times last year. One was at MomoCon, and the other 2 were at Tampa Bay Comic-Con. Kellen is my favorite voice actor ever in existence. He is such a kind and genuine soul. I could talk your ear off about Kellen Goff, but I won't. But just know, this man is amazing. Okay, so I don't know how to follow Kellen with PBG, but I'll try my darndest. Peanut Butter Gamer is his full legal name. Just kidding, it's Austin Hargrove. He is a YouTuber. Here is actual Austin PBG. Fun fact, I gave him this putt-putt shirt back at Indie PopCon a long time ago. That might be 2015, which makes that 10 years ago. Stop. Anyways, this image, if you're like, why is he a video game character? Why is he a cartoon? This is a screenshot from Asagao Academy, which is a dating sim game that some people made that took Normal Boots, which was a group of YouTubers back in the day, and put them in a dating sim and gave them personas, and they were all in high school, yada, yada, yada. I wanted to make a full video about Asagao Academy, and there was just too much to uncover, and I am not a super sleuth detective. I replayed a little bit of it. I actually streamed some of the game on TikTok, but then I just lost steam, lost interest, lost time. But yeah, I love PBG and Asagao Academy. I love real PBG. I'm a long time watcher of PBG. I guess, yeah, if it was 2015, over 10 years. Disgusting. Welcome and bienvenue. Welcome. Why was Eddie in June? I don't know, but here he is. I live in Florida, so I was melting in July. Oh my god! Jedediah Goodacre, otherwise known as Chad Charming from Descendants. This was the month Descendants 4 came out. I love Jedediah Goodacre. I just love his performance as Chad, and the movie that he did that me and Ashley went to go see just because of him. Can't remember the name of it, but it's gonna appear right above my TV. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and today we are playing Boy Obsession Simulator starring Jenny. I love Markiplier a lot. What hasn't been said about Markiplier? I have seen his FNAF playthroughs of every game about 10,000 times. My favorite is Sister Location of his playthroughs. I can quote that along with him. So, Psychiatric help is on its way. Do you like how I specifically used a picture of him from In Space with Markiplier? Because I like that I did that. Whenever I use MatPat in stories, which happens more often than you think, I name him Mac, which is his In Space with Markiplier character. So my friends just know if a character rolls up and his name is Mac, it's MatPat. I am going to be so brave when I say that MatPat is so fine. I'm passionate about every single boy on this list, but something about MatPat, okay? Something about MatPat. As Becca would say, Maticus Paticus, which isn't her joke, but she says it every time he's brought up. Becca, that one's for you. Daniel Avadaniel. I can't say his name regularly. I always say it as Daniel Avadaniel. That's his name to me. Love him so much. I'm a long Game Grumps and NSP fan. And for my birthday this past year, my brother got me a cameo from Daniel over here, good old Danny. And he sang for me. He sang Party of Three for me. And it just, oh my God, it was so special. Kel returns to the scene. I call him Kel. I jump scared my friend Morgan with this picture, and I feel really bad, but here's a clips because I forget he's canon sometimes. I forget that he is a actual thing in the FNAF universe, and that the name stems from the fans calling him Eclipse. And I just think he's neat. Okay, so in July, very end of July, I went back home to St. Louis and there was a local production of Newsies going on, except it was like semi-professional, whatever. It was in St. Louis and it was so good. It was life altering, okay? I saw it twice. Ashley saw it 4 times. I'm very jealous because I would have gone 4 times as well if I was still in town. So this isn't really about Andrew Keenan Bolger. I love him a lot, but it's more about the character of Crutchy. Also, Davey is here because I really liked the guy who played Davey in the local production. I just kind of like fell back in love with Newsies and the characters in that month. Like all of them. I know only Davey and Crutchy are here, but yeah, I love a good Newsies time. And a little fun fact that every single person knows because I never shut up about it. I got to go to the live taping of Newsies when it was filmed in LA with like Jer and Kara Lindsay and everyone you've seen thus far, and I'm in the audience for that. And it's one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to experience. To round out July, this is when the Olympics were happening, so here's good old Steven. I cannot pronounce his last name, but what a cutie patootie with the Rubik's Cube. It's August, baby. I have nothing interesting to say about the month of August, but there's some good hitters in here. Ballora. Don't kill me. In August, I got to go to Fan Expo Chicago, which was very, very fun. And Matthew Lillard was at that convention. I didn't get to meet him because he had such a crazy long line and we had other things to do, but I'll meet him one day. But I love a good Matthew Lillard. I'm very excited for FNAF 2 and seeing what he does with William Afton. Following Matthew, we have Blake Roman, who was at Fan Expo Chicago, and I did meet him along with Amir and Erica, and it was very, very special. What a sweetheart. He's going to be at MegaCon soon, and unfortunately I work, but I love that he's going to be in the state of Florida, so hey Blake. You already know I had to put baby boy Amir on this list. I love him so much. I forgot to mention, but Blake Roman is the voice actor for Angel Dust in Hazbin Hotel, and Amir Talai is the voice actor for Alistair in Hazbin Hotel. I forget not everybody watching is me, and just knows all these voice actors and people, so sorry, they're voice actors. Amir is such a sweetheart. I met him when I was dressed as Vox. Oh my God. One of the funniest pictures I've ever taken with a voice actor or anybody, and just a sweet, kind human being. If we're talking about voice actors, of course, good old Kel has to return again. Did you miss MatPat? Because I missed MatPat. Do you remember? MatPat, I think you're overstaying your welcome on my slideshow, but I can't say no to that face. All right, you could stick around for a little bit longer. I would like to say something about this picture I chose of Mark, specifically in the pectoral region, but I cannot, as fear of I don't know who's watching this, so I'll leave it at that. Use your imagination. You're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Salo. Welcome to Slytherin. This is Halloween. This is Halloween. 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 Now, it's at this time that the sun and moon obsession actually is starting to fade away. And what could be taking their place? Sebastian Salo. But he's not alone this month. Finally, in October, Ominous Gaunt finally joins the Boy Obsession list, which means they get a pretty little page in this slideshow. Sebastian and Ominous are from Hogwarts Legacy, the video game. I played through the game in 2023 on my old roommate's PlayStation, and then I bought it on the Switch in November of 2023, and I didn't touch it because it was Grinchmas, it was my birthday, I bought it, and I was like, I can't wait to play this again. And then I just didn't. Until October of 2024 rolled around, and I said, let's play this game again. You may be wondering, who are Sebastian and Ominous? Well, I am so glad you asked. Sebastian Salo and Ominous Gaunt are both Slytherins who are your classmates, friends, lovers. Sebastian Salo just wants to find a cure for his poor sister Anne, who is dying from a curse that a goblin gave her, and Ominous Gaunt is Sebastian's oldest friend and presumably best friend. And he, if you recognize the name Gaunt, is a direct descendant of Salazar Slytherin. Yippee-ki-yay. And he hates the dark arts. Sebastian, on the other hand, if you would like to learn Aviti Kedavra and Imperio and Crucio, this boy right here will teach you them. He dabbles in the dark arts because he thinks that is how he's going to save his sister. His twin sister, okay? That makes it extra even sad, okay? He's literally a murderer. He's my baby girl, says this image down here. And it's correct. And if you're wondering who this beautiful, gorgeous girl who is in the middle, well, that would be me. I got this beautiful commission done by this artist right here. This has been my phone background since I got it, which I think was in November. It is my little Hufflepuff self with Sebastian and Ominous, and we are in love. Spoilers for the game, in case you were so intrigued by my presentation to go check out the game. Sebastian's uncle, Solomon. His name is Solomon Salo. What a sad name, okay? He's a little bit of a jerk, and so when he goes against Sebastian's wants and needs to save his sister, Sebastian, Avada Kedavra's his uncle. Yeah, so whatever, that happens. Like, I can fix him. Ominous isn't happy. Nobody's happy. But we do get to learn the curse after that. You have an option to send Sebastian to Azkaban, which is crazy. Ominous had his time to shine because, like, on my initial playthrough, I was strictly Sebastian. Don't even talk to me if you're not Sebastian Salo. Leander Pruitt, get away from me. Gareth Weasley, count your days. But something snapped in me in October, and I was like, Ominous? Don't be shocked in the 2025 version of this video when you see them again, and a lot, because I just can't shake them. Milo, what in the world are you doing here in October? I don't know how you snuck in. Did I have like a momentary like zombies relapse? I don't know. He's here. I love him, but like I wish I could remember why he appeared so many times randomly in these months. Since I was on a Harry Potter hyperfixation for the month and for the rest of the year, Newt Scamander had to sneak on in. Of course, Eddie had to sneak back in because if I was obsessed with Newt, that means I was probably obsessed with Eddie. In November of 2024, I turned 30 years old. Fine. I'm letting my emotions get the best of me. Did you just come from the Undercroft? You know, little did I know that Arvin returning in November would turn into this whole hyperfixation that I'm still working through and I cannot shake, and it makes me physically ill. Here's the thing. In 2022, I bought Pokemon Violet and I spent the entirety of like December playing that game anytime I had free time in between my job. I can't talk about this too long because I will get choked up because it's one of my last memories with my cat who passed away the following year. But that time of the year, it really makes me think of Pokemon. Like November into December, really just like all of these memories flood back of that time and playing the game. And like, there weren't a lot of videos about it yet because it had just come out. And like, I was discovering it alongside my brother and the rest of the world. And it was a really fun time. So every holiday season, I think about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This year was no different. So Arvin really jumped back in November. He would really have his time to shine in December and onward, but that's my little specialness behind like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It's not just because I like Pokemon, which I do. Yeah. If you ask me who my favorite Harry Potter character is from like the original films, it is always without a doubt going to be Fred and George Weasley. I was out there on DeviantArt reading fan fictions about the twins fighting over you. I was in the trenches, okay? So on my birthday, November 17th, Dan and Phil toured to Orlando with their Terrible Influence tour. And I got to see it on my birthday, and it was so super special to like turn 30 and see them. And oh, Dan and Phil, I have watched them since like, oh my God, 2013-ish, I guess, or whatever. They shaped me as a young adult, okay? And I love them so much. And there's a special visit from Sister Daniel on this screen. I have a lot of thoughts about Sister Daniel. None of them appropriate, but I'll leave it at that. But don't get it twisted. I am a Phil girl for life. So this is when Wicked came out. This isn't even Jonathan Bailey. This is Fierro. Does this count? Hey man, came all this way, had to explain, direct from Domingo. Yeah, this is when Domingo hit SNL, and just like everybody else, I fell in love with the skit, and I just, God, I love Domingo. This is also when I caught up on Heartstopper Season 3, Kit Connor. I love him so much. Merry Grinchmas to all, and to all a good night. God, I love Sebastian Salo so much. It brings me physical pain sometimes. I also just feel really nauseous right now because I've been like filming for hours, but God, he's just a character that really, really impacted me in 2024. I don't know. I know it's stupid. I know this whole thing is stupid, but oh my God, I really love Sebastian Salo. And that's that on that. Ominous Gaunt, I love you so much. My baby boy, my precious angel. Hey man, came all this way, had to explain, direct from Marcelo. Wow, I am so shocked to see Arvin in December after I explained how December is an important Pokemon time to me. Especially this past December when I got to go back home for the entire month of December, which is the longest time I've been home in 2 years. And it was just really special to be home at that time and to reminisce. And again, I'm going to start crying if I think about it for too long. What do I say about Freed? Oh my God. Oh. Well, I'll tell you this. He has a Pikachu named Captain Pikachu. He also has a Charizard, and just like Leon, it's his whole personality. But it's okay, Freed. I can look past it because I too love Charizard and would also make it my whole personality if I had one. Freed is from Pokemon Horizons, which I started watching in December because I saw a leak that Arvin and Nemona and Penny, but specifically Arvin, appeared in said anime, and I was like, when and where? I'm on my way to watch it. So Pokemon Horizons is like the first series that doesn't follow Ash Ketchum. We're following Liko, I think is her name. She's literally the main character, but all I know is Roy, the other main character. And Fareed, another main character. I would say he's in the main cast. He has episodes on his lonesome, and he's pretty much I think in every single episode as is. I really like Pokemon Horizons. I love the storyline. I love the characters. I think it's really charming. And season 2 drops in like 2 weeks, and I'm so excited to binge watch it. I have missed my baby boy Freed. I mean, I literally just finished the show like a couple weeks ago, but I'm so excited to have more Freed, to have Arvin eventually, because I think this is the season where he comes in. It's already out in Japan, but I don't have a VPN, so I'm just waiting for the English dub. I also really like Freed's English voice actor, so I want to watch it in English. I love you, dog. Anyways, I love you, Freed. Did I mention that? I like me better when I'm with. So Peter Kavinsky snuck back in because the trailer for Exo Kitty Season 2 came out, and it was revealed that Peter Kavinsky would be making an appearance. I have yet to watch it, but it's out there now, and I've seen little clips of him and everything, but just separate Peter Kavinsky is here, not Noah Centineo. Peter Kavinsky. Very important, the difference there. This was a shocker, but Sun and Moon came back for just a sliver of time, enough to make it onto the list in December at the very end of the year. They weren't here for long, but they did cross my mind for more than a day, so welcome back, Sun and Moon. It's good to see ya. This one is so silly goofy, but in December, I got to go to Chicago to see The Cursed Child, and let me tell you, I don't want to hear it. I know that play is so flawed, but the effects and the boys, so worth it. I really liked the character of Scorpius Malfoy, but specifically the Chicago Scorpius. This actor, what a cutie patootie. I could just tell they are such a genuine human being, and they were phenomenal. I wish I could go see it 1,000 more times before it ends. It ends in like 2 weeks, and I don't even live in Chicago, but it's affecting me personally. Jacob Alpharad snuck back in at the end. I watched a lot of his videos in December while I was getting ready for work. Me and Ashley filmed a Smash Cake video in December, and I put him on there, and I said, I know I'm not Hatsune Miku, but I can try. To round out the year, 2024, we end it with Harry Potter himself. I know that is a crazy, wild pick to end the year on. Well, I didn't pick it. That's just what my brain decided to hyperfixate on at the end. It's because of Cursed Child. It just kind of like stirred up emotions and feelings about good old Harry Potter himself. Whatever. I don't know. The end. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am so tired. I'm gonna go to bed and then work 43 hours next week. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning about all of my boys from 2024. I cannot wait to do this again in 2025. I do already have a list going, and it's already pretty full for January, and I'm including a notes section where I talk about the highlights of the month and like where these obsessions are coming from. So at the end of the year, I know why Sebastian Sallow popped in the middle of the year. I'm gonna go take off these fake lashes and go right to bed. But thanks for watching, and I'll see ya in the next one.